time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Welcome everyone to Earth Changes News for August 25th, 2011. I decided to make this today because I do not know if I'm going to be having any power in a few days, so I thought I'd get in one last Earth Changes News before the storm. I have a few stories here interesting, mostly dealing with hurricanes and storms, but the first story I have here for you is, it says U.S. orders ships to sea as Irene approaches. It says the U.S. Navy has ordered all its ships away from its huge port of Hampton Roads, Virginia, as the eastern U.S. seaboard braced for the destructive strength Hurricane Irene. Ships will make final preparations overnight in anticipation of getting underway early August 25th, Friday, a Navy statement said. So they're preparing for this storm also. So this is something to be aware of. You know, if you're in Virginia, I don't know, some parts I guess will be evacuated on the low-lying coastlines. I am lucky. I live in the middle of Queens, so I don't think there'll be any evacuations or flooding by me. At least I hope not. And then, of course, the story goes on to say the East Coast declares a state of emergency. Amtrak has canceled its train service. Evacuation orders were issued along the coast of North Carolina today, and emergency declarations were made by states as far as north as New Jersey, and Hurricane Irene gathered strength and took direct aim at the U.S. coast. Then they have a geophysicist talking about the Virginia earthquake. Not too much to talk about really here. Just saying the magnitude 5.8 earthquake that struck central Virginia on Tuesday was a rare event for the East Coast, but not a surprising one, according to Mark Zobach. So it's not too much to say about that. Here's a story out of Ontario, Canada. I didn't know about this. A fierce storm has cut power to 25,000 in southern Ontario. It says the full effect of a sudden and damaging thunderstorm was still being investigated Thursday morning after lightning stabbed through southern Ontario skies, and a funnel of clouds threatened communities with the possibility of tornadoes Wednesday night. That's what I'm saying, folks. These storms have always been around. They've always been lightning storms, but they're now taking on a much more ferocious aspect to them, with more possibilities of spawning tornadoes. Here's another story. Hurricane Mina Mina intensified further. I guess tropical storm Mina, I should say. It's not a hurricane yet. It says severe tropical storm Mina intensified anew early Thursday and may stay until at least Tuesday, even as state weather forecasters monitor the possible entry of a possible tropical depression just outside the Philippine territory. Now let me see if this is... there's another story about Irene, a little bit more information on it. It says Hurricane Irene path goes over New Jersey, New York, and tides could worsen the flooding because I think there's a full moon or something. It says how much harm could Hurricane Irene do? It depends largely, of course, on the storm's winds and rain, where it makes landfall, but emergency managers warn that the tides could make a tremendous difference as well. Let me see what they say about the tides. And I live here, and I don't know how bad the flooding is going to get here, but like I said, I don't live on the very, very edge of the coast. I live like in the middle. There's about, say, about 5 to 6 miles between me and the ocean. It says there is a new moon on Sunday evening, and the storm track is currently forecast by NOAA will take Irene on Sunday over the major population centers around Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, and into New England. This could be the storm that everybody was praying never hits New York. You know, this could be the storm that everyone was hoping, like a 1 in a million storm. This could be it. It says that could add a 10-foot predicted storm surge to the bulge of the water. Now, I don't know. I remember running a program once on a storm surge, and you just typed in the coordinates, and it gave you pretty much what would be flooded and what wouldn't. If I can find that program, I'll type in the 10-foot predicted storm surge, and I'll click it into the program, and I'll let you guys know about it. I'll put it up on YouTube, but I have to find that. It's 10-foot storm surge, so that's something to watch for. And of course, they have also a story on the last 10 days of August that Mitch Batros was warned about from the Mayan elders. He said to watch for the last 10 days of August. It's not over. And then we have the last story I want to report on is this 7.0 earthquake in northern Peru that happened yesterday. It says a powerful magnitude 7.0 earthquake hit northern Peru on Wednesday, August 24th at 1746. Let me see if it says the depth. That's the only thing I'm really interested in, is the depth of this thing. The depth was 7.5 miles deep. See, that's what makes a quake really destructive. I think the quake that hit in Virginia was only like a half a mile deep, so that was pretty amazing that it was so shallow. And I think that's it, folks, for the Earth Changes news. I wanted to cover everything before, God forbid, the power goes out in my area. Again, everyone stay safe. Stay indoors this weekend. Get everything you possibly could get as far as supplies and equipment. And just keep tuned into the weather, you know, and keep track of what's going on around you. Take it easy, folks. Be well. This has been Earth Changes News for Thursday, August 25th, 2011.
I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody.